Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got Hero in the top right side of the map. It's the public test realm. It's the OlimoLeague round of 8, I believe this is, with Hero in the top right side. World's best Protoss player, who many would say he's also the world's worst Protoss player, the haters out there. I disagree, guys. Yes, he has moments where he does silly things, but it is matched with an ability to make the best comebacks, the best fights from behind ever. And he's up against the most solid Terran player who, at the start of 2024, looked completely lost in this matchup. I'm telling you guys, the regionals leading into Dallas for the China region, China and rest of Asia, OLIVEIRA could not, he was struggling. He was getting wrecked by Lemon. He was struggling with Jaishi, and he just couldn't do that well. And he kind of turned that around in the middle of 2024. And I think he's maintained that strength in the matchup here to the end. Big commitment to timing attacks. He went way too hard and was a bit predictable with his 2 base all-ins at the World Championship. And a very emotional moment watching him cry there. I think it was good showing him, you know, upset. I've never seen a pro gamer cry that much on camera. It was full waterworks at the World Championship. But, you know, for me, it's important to see the players and how much they care and how much it hurt for him. I know there's a lot of people in the chat at the time who were like, turn it off, get the camera off him. No, you know, but I think it's beautiful to see how much OLIVEIRA cares. And he's been very open about feeling like he is one of the hardest working players. He doesn't feel he's talent-wise as good as the rest of the top pros. And yet when he stitches things together and grinds and practices as hard as he does, he's often ahead of the meta in the build orders. He's good at studying his opponents. Like he's so methodical, and I really feel like he's hard work and preparation above everything else. He reminds me of kind of a modern Snoot. Snoot always had that feeling for me back in Heart of the Swarm. Obviously the was he Norwegian? I think he's Norwegian, right? Snoot, Mr. Jens. Yeah, and he was always like just so methodical and hardworking, and was a really good example for a lot of the Zerg players out there. And I think OLIVEIRA is kind of that for Terran right now, where it's like, hey, he just inspires Terran players because he works so friggin' hard. He is fast. He's good. Like, he's got good mechanics and stuff, but he's never really had the same aura of invincibility. And that's part of why it's so exciting watching him, because number one, wears his heart, you know, his heart in his sleeve. He will just be absolutely distraught when these big tournaments don't go his way. He also had that Hail Mary, you know, World Championship, which no one saw coming, him least of all. But he worked so hard, the stars aligned, he got it. And he actually defeated Hero very decisively to win that World Championship at the start of 2023. And did end up getting eliminated. I think it was Classic took OLIVEIRA out, if memory serves, defending his all-ins at the World Championship a few months ago. Now, the Sentry Scouting does see what's going on. It's just a Hellion here for OLIVEIRA. So OLIVEIRA went for a Marine expand, guys. Hasn't really seen too much of what's going on. Very safe build for him. Couple Widow Mines coming out for Widow Mine drop. And Hero's just kind of like, okay, push you back with a Stalker. I've got 2 gates. I got Blink coming. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him just take a very quick third. And this is really popular right now because Protoss has a lot of scouting with the Sentries. And I really feel like Widow Mine drops are going to fall out of favor. I think this is my prediction, guys. Write this day down. November 17th, 2:39 p.m. A day after the world witnessed the worst fight of all time in Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. I am saying Widow Mine drops are not going to be very popular in this matchup a few months into this balance patch. It might take a while, but I think we're going to realize that the Terran needs to do something a little bit fiercer to punish these sort of fast third builds. I think we're going to see more committed pushes, more 2-base tank pushes coming in, or at least the threat of them, and more potential 3-racks type styles as well. And just things that maybe make it a little harder for Protoss to take the third. I don't know exactly what the answer will be. I'm actually very unsure what those builds will be that replace it, but I do think the Widow Mine drop is going to be a little bit less popular. We might see Hellion drops back in the meta, more Marine drops. I think 6 Marines and 1 Mine will still be popular, but 2 Widow Mines like this that just sits there on the edge, so much weaker with Hallucinations and/or Oracles and Phoenix coming out every game. So I think the current meta is just going to take a little while to adapt and adjust. Yeah, OLIVEIRA used to be known as Time, guys. He actually, you know what's funny? We're casting OLIVEIRA right now. He changed his name. I asked him about it. He's named after Charles Oliveira, who's going to be fighting in a couple of hours against Michael Chandler, if you're a UFC MMA fan. So that's going to be a very exciting rematch. And yeah, he basically saw the way OLIVEIRA came down from being a guy who was considered a guy who quit gave up in fights, was never going to be a champion. He kind of reinvented himself and came out and became, you know, the lightweight champion over there in mixed martial arts. Oliveira thought that was really inspirational. He changed his own name, revamped his whole work ethic, his approach to the game, went in with renewed vigor, and ended up becoming world champion. So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool to see that crossover. Wait, Oliveira's time? A bunch of people, every time I say, I gotta say this more often because there's always one or two people watching who don't know. They're like, man, this Oliveira guy's pretty good. They're like, wait, I didn't realize that was him. It's a nice story for any MMA plus StarCraft duel fans like myself. You know, it's a really beautiful speech when Oliveira won that world championship. But let's talk about the builds, guys. Sorry, I should keep the production tab up for all of you. I'm sure there's people already in the comments getting annoyed at me. And fair call. It's going to be charge and +1 finish just in time. This is a very committed push. Third command center is only now starting at 620. Stalker does take a few hits onto the Raven. Zealot count's growing. The sentries are good. 2 batteries out here. Remember, guys, this is playing on the patch. Charge will be done just barely. Stalker goes down a bit sloppy there for Hero, but he's coming towards the front. And his Zealot count's kind of low. Ooh, Widowmine drop does finally come in there. Gets itself a Stalker, guys. The medevac does go down, though. Hero. Oh, the anti-armor missile actually gets his own units more than the Protoss. That Zealot charging in. The Widowmine also gets a decent shot there. Nice first fight for Hero. Minimizes the damage that could have been done there for sure. And Oliveira just backs away. He's going to stim and run. Hero, I think, might keep chasing. And Oliveira luring him into the sight blocker potentially. Good turnaround for Oliveira. Raven goes to the right side right now. Third command center is almost done. His 4th and 5th barracks do go down behind this. But look at that. Tank gets left behind. No getting home safely on this map. Ooh, Widow Mines could be big. Oh, we actually targeted the same Zealot there with both Widow Mines. Which I guess it did maximize the splash damage, but it did overkill massively with the direct target. Ooh. Okay, he's going to get himself a single probe there. 3rd base up, 4th gas coming down on it. 4th base on the purple gas base. Does take a while to unlock that, though. 2 probes have gone down. 4 Zealots in the prism moving out to the left side. Ooh, watch out. Double drop moving forward. They're going to move past that observer. Might cross paths. Looks like no. They barely slip past each other. Prism Zealot drop goes to the left side. Double drop goes to the north. The main base and this natural, or 3rd base, I should say, are a bit wide open. Hero's very heavy on Stalker Sentry right now. His Colossus tech's really late. And that's going to be an issue for him, man. He needs Colossus. He's so heavy on Stalkers right now. Zealots will come in and buy him a little bit of time. Nice charge there on the Zealots as they do take out a Marauder. Going to get themselves a few SCVs as well. Not a bad little bit of harassment. Buys himself a moment of time. He's also got the Zealot drop on the left side as well. I was wondering how that Zealot killed 4 SCVs. Turns out it didn't. It was the Zealots going into the natural and the main. He's going to warp in as well. That's a crazy move. Oh, I love this move for Oliveira. Punishes. He says, dude, how dare you try and punish me like that? Gets himself 7 probes, picks up, could boost into the main base. Wouldn't mind him unloading in there, actually. I think that would have been a good move. But multitasking-wise, Hero, or Oliveira, sorry, says, I'm going to take the safer option. I've got to clean up at home. Let's limit my exposure to making mistakes right now and just pull home, clean this up. Oh, and actually, he makes a little mistake there. Ghost can come forward and deal with that Ghost. Zealot gets like 2-3 more SCVs before it goes down, though. Nice plays for Hero. Killing 13 SCVs and, of course, keeping his opponent off the 4th base. Meanwhile, his 4th is up and mining. 2nd Colossus is on the way. Extended Thermal Lance and +1 armor are almost there as well. I love seeing the +1 armor. It's a cheap upgrade. It's a fast upgrade. And now he starts +2 attack and +2 armor at the exact same time. No 2nd eBay, no armory, no 4th command center. Oliveira is up against a wall right now. If he doesn't deny this 4th base, Hero is going to get out of control. And yet Oliveira does not have a big army supply lead. It feels like he's simply a little too far behind right now. And he may have to just knuckle down, rebuild SCVs, make the upgrades, make the 4th command center, play it slow. That's not Oliveira's flavor, though. Oliveira does not like playing slow TVP. He likes playing a timing attack style and having clear advantages that he's looking to lean into. And dropping a 4th command center, which he realizes he has to do because he can't kill Hero. He's got to take the second, the 2nd engineering bay, armory goes down, 4th command center, gases, SCVs, does clean up the observer. But now he has to play a very technical, slow late game. And Oliveira doesn't like doing that. So I know I've said that a few times. There are games, if you get disruptors, he's one of the few top Terrans who I've seen in the last few months. At a certain point, he loses his cool. He will dodge, and you think you're watching Clem, and he'll dodge, and you'll think, oh yeah, these disruptors doing nothing. And then he'll just like force the issue and try to dive on the Protoss and eat some of the worst disruptor shots you've ever seen. So he doesn't have the same patience someone like Clem does in the late game scenario. Hero might be able to get some mistakes. Hero gets a medevac and a Raven. Very nicely done. Anti-armor missile once again hits his own units because those Stalkers take the Raven down, get in and get out. I love that the Zealots are back. He's left the sentries at home as Hero. Hero's got a 5th base up the top. Cannons, batteries, Blink DT, 2-2 upgrades. And I do think the gateway count is probably the main thing Hero's going to need to fix here. Yeah, there we go. 4 more gateways go down. Stalker, Zealot, Sentries, and Colossus all moving around. Bio exposed there. 2-2s on the way, +1 ship weapon, 2nd starport coming in, Ghost Academy. Oliveira's ghost count still pretty low. He's on like 4 ghosts, but they do have double EMPs. Should be enough to blanket this army. Good split for Hero. Gets the Widow Mine as well. Hero's in his opponent's face, and this is classic Hero, guys. Down 30-40 army supply in his opponent's face, just happily chilling. And with the Mass Gateway coming up, 3 3s now on the way, he's also making Dark Templar. Problem, no blink on those DTs, guys. Where is that Dark Shrine? It's in the main. Shocking that he hasn't started Blink DT just yet. Still chronoing his upgrades. He goes for the 3-3 Marine coming forward. These Dark Templars should not be showing themselves yet. You do not want to let these get spotted just yet. This is kind of crazy that he's even leaving them there, in my opinion. Zealots are going to run in. Bunch of free Zealot kills. Very happy to take those. Is Olives. Mr. Oliveira looking pretty clean so far. I mean, he's going to that longer game, which I said he doesn't feel that confident in, but I don't know. He's looking pretty good right here. His supply is good. He's adding all the upgrades. Right now, he's down double upgrades, though. He's got to be careful. EMPs. Nice force fields to slow things down. Dark Templar coming in, though. Could be big. Oh, this is a bit of a weird fight, though, for Hero. A lot of his army was not there. All the Zealots coming in now. The Dark Templar are still here. Oliveira did not notice those Dark Templar for a bit too long, but he ends up taking them down. Blink DT has now finished, guys. Maybe Blink DT was upgrading the whole time, and it finished just as I checked the production tab. Maybe that's what happened. Marine Marauder trying to pull back. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Okay, good hot pick up there for Oliveira. Dude, Mass Zealot DT. He's got to be quicker on his scans here to make sure he deals with these. Feels like he still has a bit of an advantage if he can take one more fight like that. The problem is that Hero is rich, and he's about to hit 3-3. 2-2 kicks in for Terran. Guess what? 3-3 is going to be here in 30 seconds. Mass Zealot and Hero just YOLOing. The Bio's so wounded, honestly. This is a really big problem. Because we don't have a fusion core, right? No fusion core. We need Caduceus Reactor. If you're an Oliveira fan, you need Caduceus Reactor. His bio is unable to heal right now. And this is going to give Hero all the time in the world to make a late game transition. Now, luckily for Oliveira, Hero's late game transition probably isn't going to be that scary. But the DTs! The DTs! Oh, Oliveira just a little slow to react. If he can kill all of these Dark Templar, it might not be too bad. He does stutter step into the DTs to stop them from retreating. They turn. Their damage is kind of crazy. Does he not have scans? I don't think he has scans. Keeps not having scans available. Ghost getting caught out. Oliveira's starting to make mistakes. The cracks are starting to show. New command center floats up north. Starts to rebuild that one. He's just going to transfer workers to the middle. But it feels like Oliveira, even with a big supply, a decent position, he's down 2 upgrades. He sees gases and cannons and batteries, and it feels like he just lacks any ability to go first. It's Hero who's picking where and when the fights are happening, and it's Oliveira just reacting. And that's never where you want to be in a StarCraft game. It's one of those things, sometimes we watch like a Cyril on the back foot just defending for 10-15 minutes perfectly. But even with him, you'll see him look so stressed when he's doing it. You see the sweat kind of dripping down his face. Disruptor shots both dodged there. Zealot DT getting in the 3rd. Dude, it's only a matter of time until one of these disruptors lands. There's too much chaos. He's doing a good job of like minimizing damages, Oliveira, but it's still another 14 workers going down. The Zealots are in. Disruptor, Stalker, Zealot coming in on the planetary. These guys coming back in. Hero F2ing like a madman right now. Honestly, got to be careful, Hero. This is incredibly sloppy what he's doing with his army, but he actually surrounds these units on the south, starts focusing Libs down. Oh my gosh, Hero's attacks sometimes look like a man is just, I don't know, it just throwing units into the meat grinder, but he's got so much of the map, it might be okay. SCV Lib cleaning up these Dark Templar. Dark Templar doing so much. Oliveira's going to go for a counter all in. I think it's the right play. A lot of his units are still stuck at home, though. He needs to get a good fight. He's got to avoid the disruptor shots. Keep fighting just against the Stalkers and DTs. Remember, there's no battery overcharge. It's just energy abilities, but there's no Psystorm to fall back on. Oliveira has a 60 supply army lead And Hero so wasteful in that last attack, so sloppy. And I think he may have just given Oliveira a window. Oliveira, honestly, I thought this was going to be a game that was just, I was just like, okay, maybe he can stabilize. Oh, he takes more damage. Oh, maybe he can stabilize. He takes more damage. But you know what? Even after me thinking he's basically out of this, he's actually back in a good position. And you know what? He pulls back. You might think, why isn't he going for the kill? Look at his army supply. Look at his army hit points, guys. Pushing right now would be a disaster. He has to heal. He needs Caduceus Reactor or more medevacs. He's going to build 3 more medevacs right now. He's still at 61 workers. He can rebuild his workers, let this bio heal up, and you actually still can just fight in the macro game. Problem, he lost the bottom base. He's only on 4 mining bases right now. Hero still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases. Seeing this one over here, I don't think Oliveira knows about that top middle base. Oh, he does. So he knows that Hero can still reproduce and remax. Oh, big disruptor. 9 SCVs going down there. Zealot DT trying to come in from that side as well. Hero coming in from multiple angles. Hero needs to be careful with that F2. That's the thing that got him in trouble in the last one, but just small Zealot DT squads on the side and 1 main army in the middle. This is way better. 2 lib snipes, easy catch. New Liberator goes across the top side. If Oliveira could get some libs on his base, it could really distract Hero and allow him to get a good fight on the front. But oh my god, remember what I said at the start about he's one of the few players who does lose his patience and sometimes just dives on the disruptors. But you know what? Even though he copped a big ball to the face, it was a good enough fight there. SCVs are going down to the run by, but the SCVs will run to the bunker and protect themselves. Double drop on the right side as well. This game hit. Oh my god! Oh my lord! Oh, cry havoc and let loose the balls of war! That was a Shakespearean tragedy, that was. Oliveira, dead for so long, fights back, grabs it back. Victory from the jaws of defeat, only to have his opponent drop trowel and turn his smile upside down. Hero there, I mean, you could see there was just too much distraction. He dove on the first ones. Let me show you that. We're not going to show you all the counters. Let's rewind there. So that one was not too bad, right? And he gets 4 disruptors and he thinks, cool, I can counterattack. But wait, oh, there's Zealot DT. So he loads some units in, snipes the DT, pulls the SCVs, unloads these guys. He's managing all this. And then he just isn't looking until a second too late. And those disruptors are absolutely ridiculous. And you can see he actually does a lot of economic damage. There is an argument that he could have stayed in this game, but I'm pretty sure he's so traumatized at this point. There's still Zealots on his base, and he knows there's 2 bases up top that are mining. The Liberator's going to get cleaned up by the Stalker. Those drops get cleaned up. And even though it's not 100% over, he's been stuck in his corner just getting mauled for 17 minutes, and he's had enough. Ooh, I mean, Hero got a little sloppy at 1 or 2 points, but at the end of the day, he finishes the game off in style. Hero in the top right now of Whispers of Gold. And Oliveira, man, someone pointed out in chat straight away, they said, yeah, he wasn't in a good spot, but probably wasn't GG time yet. And I totally agree. It wasn't time to GG, but I understand why he GG'd, because we could see what was going on the whole game. We could see that Hero did take a lot of supply. I think in Oliveira's mind, Hero had been on 85 workers, 6, 7 bases for so long against his barely 3 bases mining and like keeps losing his 4th and stuff. You know, I would have felt completely defeated, and I think he was probably going to lose from there. Technically, I'd say, oh, he should have stayed in there, but I think he was just, every time he was trying to get control of the game, it was taken away from him, and he finally was in a pretty good spot until those disruptors landed at the end. GG, well played. Game 2, though, he's going to have another shot on Whispers. When is the patch going to be live? That's a common question. I wish I knew, guys. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's probably mostly ready to go at this point. I would imagine. We haven't heard any updates. So you would imagine at this point, it's kind of like, okay, it's just going to go live with whatever the last update was, or maybe 1 or 2 more changes. But usually when that happens, it's on Blizzard to actually go put the patch through, right? They have to go push the button. And that sometimes takes a bit longer than planned. So it's a shame. I was hoping it would have already gone live with the season roll 6 days ago, but it is what it is. Now, guys, this is a very cheesy build. Hero is going to go proxy Stargate. And the question is it Tempests? Is it 1-base Tempest Siege? I don't think that would be good. I think it's just Oracle, right? I think it's just an old school proxy Oracle rush. He's going to attack the front with a Zealot. And then he's just going to, yeah, go for an Oracle really quickly. And remember, you can go back and get energy afterwards and spam stasis traps. So start with an Oracle. Get in there, maybe do some damage. And Oliveira did not SCV scout. So, and remember, you can't build a cycle until you have a tech lab. Oh, hopefully he builds a reactor early and just starts making Marines. Looks like he's going to go reactor really fast. This was a gas first build, isn't it? Yeah, this was a gas first. It does mean the factory's up earlier than normal. If he swaps over and builds Hellions, it's really bad. Reaper sees Zealot. Oliveira, no, don't lose. Oh my gosh. Thought he might be tilted after the last game, guys. But no, he does micro the Reaper after a second. Wasn't expecting to run into a Zealot in the middle of the map. He's going to back away now. Seeing a Zealot doesn't tell you it's a one base. People often Zealot pressure and actually be expanding. Zealot goes around. He's going to intercept that. Oh, Reaper runs right past it. What do we got, guys? He's building a Hellion. It's kind of good that the Zealot came across because I think he was thinking about swapping these, but now he's definitely not going to. Reaper dealing with the Zealot. Marines are starting. Command Center's almost finished. As long as that SCV finishes the Command Center, which it will. Now you can pop that SCV out and then you can make an orbital. He's waiting for the Adept to go to the other side. You see he's going to hide the SCV, make the orbital. Nice move. Reaper there. But the Oracle's getting chronoed. It's already almost out, guys. He's trying to make a Widow Mine and some Marines. He's going to take care of the Adept. SCV will go back to mine, but that means that Oracle's coming out. And it's meeting very little resistance by the looks of it. Reaper's going across the map. Now, don't get me wrong. You've got a Command Center finish. You've got double mules. Oracle needs to get a lot of damage done here. Oracle comes in, grabs one. Oh, he changes targets. Okay. Oh, he gets himself. Oh, he gets every Marine. That's huge. That's huge because now he can deny the mining. Oh, he gets the mule as well. And he's going to look for one more SCV, but he's about to run out of energy, and he does run out of energy right there. So Oracle needs to run home now. Oh, there's a Widow Mine right there. If he just F2s that home, it's going to die. Hero! Okay, at least he drags a bit of friendly fire over the SCVs. Oh, he did it on purpose. He did it on purpose to open up this for the next Oracle to come in and do the damage. Oh, you savage. Reaper Hellion running. The Zealot and the Adept will take care of that. Viking comes out. Oracle gets 3 more SCVs. Hero doing some good damage to start this game. Is it going to be enough, though? Zealot and Adept there. Hero. Oh, wow. Oliveira getting fancy. Clem style. Microing a Reaper in the midst of the chaos to get himself an extra Zealot kill. Viking and Widow Mine available. He's going to put the Widow Mine out on the edge to try and maybe catch that Oracle when it comes in for a bit of scouting. And Oliveira scouts a Void Ray building. Now, I actually love the Void Ray follow-up, guys. A Void Ray seems like a kind of garbage overpriced unit. But hear me out. It is, but it looks funny. That's it. That's all I've got. I do this all the time. I actually love to open Void Ray in this matchup because most Terran players see a Void Ray and something breaks in their brain where it's kind of like telling your opponent you're not taking them seriously, right? Like in of itself, it's not efficient, but it's surprising and it's annoying to play against. And like Terrans feel like they're getting trolled and they get so they suddenly start to worry about losing because they feel like they're losing to someone who's not taking the match seriously. And it makes them play worse because they're too worried about losing rather than just being focused in the moment. And then your Void Ray ends up catching a medevac and, running in and killing 2 SCVs and running out of their base. And it's just something comical about the Void Ray because you're not meant to use that in this matchup. Marines beat it. Vikings beat it. Widow Mine's a good verse. It's not a good unit. But if you just build one, it's not the end of the world, right? It's really not the end of the world. It can, if it finds a tank or a Viking or 2 on its own, it will crush them with that prismatic alignment. It's just something where if your opponent's already got anti-air, you've got to be very cautious with the Void Ray or it'll just die for nothing. So I like this choice because it's fun, it's different, and like I said, it can kind of troll the opponent. He's going to go charge behind this. He's also scouting with a Shade at the same time. So it's going to be a very 2-base focused style, guys. Charge. I think we're going to go Templar Archives maybe soon as well. He might play like 2-base charge. And very late 3rd base for Hero as he moves a probe out to that 3rd now. On the other hand, Oliveira has a 2nd barracks with Stim. 3rd barracks will now float down to this tech lab. And overall, I think it's kind of fine for Oliveira because similar work account. 3rd Nexus has just started. The problem is, of course, like just the amount of utility and tech that Hero has. Fast upgrades, fast charge. If you get some observers out, he's already got stasis traps everywhere. Stalkers and adepts getting good vision. You got a Void Ray that can kind of be annoying. If you come to harass with a Liberator, that's going to get clapped by the Void Ray. There's a lot of cool things that Hero has that could give him value. The problem for Hero lies in if you end up fighting with Hero's hodgepodge of units. Look at the units tab. An Oracle, a Phoenix, a Void Ray, 3 Sentries, 3 Stalkers, 1 Adept. Up against just a bunch of Stim, Marine, Marauder, and Mines, and Medevacs. I think we know who wins that, right? So it's all about what comes into the play next. Stargate's still alive out there. Going for Heavy Gateway, Robobay as well, while probing the 3rd. Dude, Hero is so different. Like, his 3rd is so late, and he's just, like, not probing right now. And now he is probing. He's kind of just doing things. Feels like he just feels his way through the game so often. So many players. Oh, big stasis trap. Welcome to town, son. Stalker's being a nuisance, but with Stim almost done, you have to get out of here. The fact that Hero is keeping this much vision this long is kind of crazy, and the Adept's even going to commit. Of course it is. If he gets an SCV, it's worth it. Oh, he changed targets? Ah, the Adept changed targets. That's unfortunate. Stalker's come in the front. Dude, Hero, look at this. Oh my god, he's got Zealots there as well. I mean, this is silly. Hero's actually not... Like, I like that he's scaring Oliveira, but if he commits to a fight, it's really bad. Unless he gets amazing force fields? No, I mean, Oliveira's army is so much better than his. Yeah. I like the idea of acting scary here, but if Oliveira committed... if a hero committed to a fight, it would have been the legitimately dumbest move ever. Like, dude, you've got a bunch of support units. He has actual fighting units that just shoot good, right? You're like, well, I make... Like, you know, he's got like his little A-team. I make force fields. Oh, I make stasis traps. I pick things up. I make thick beam that do thick beam. You know, and you're like, okay, that's like really cool, but like, we need some stuff that actually fights. Like 6 Zealots ain't gonna cut it. We need to wait for Colossus, a few more Zealots and Colossus to get out. Then we can actually take some fights, Hero. And I think Hero seems to realize that. He kind of scared Oliveira a fair bit, but at the end of the day, Oliveira's got a very scary army moving across this map. Hero's out of position. Stasis trap set off by a single Marine. Nice move. Oh, Oracle. Tag it, tag it, tag it. Nice tag. Oracle gets out. Zealot's pulling back. There's another Stasis trap. He's going to set it off with a single Marine. Oliveira's got a big ball of death. And he's got a tank and a few Vikings. Void Ray goes down. No, my Void Ray. My boy. What have you done to my Void boy? Oh, Artosis. Artosis goes down just before Extended Thermal Lance finishes. Twilight Forge, Robo Bay, and Robo all depowered. Phoenix comes in for the random lift from behind. But there's so few supporting units. Colossus in the open. Where's the force fields? The force fields coming down way too late. A pair of Angrath force fields there. Not going to be enough there. Oh, Colossus gets blasted as well. Stalker's pulling back. And Oliveira says, yeah, this was a super fancy, fun opening. But there's a reason... You don't screw around with a weird Sentry Void Ray follow-up after you've already committed so much to a Proxy Oracle. Hero took too long to take his third base and didn't do anything with the faster 2-base tech. And as a result, looks like he's pretty dead. There's another army about to arrive on the front, guys. Even though it looks like he's maybe being held, like, look at the supply. It is just so overwhelming. This is what I talked about with, like, why was the third so late for Hero when he was just making charge, but then not committing to a charge timing and just going delayed Colossus? I guess that would be my question. If I was to look at this in a logical player who plans their build out way, so the opposite of Hero, who's obviously a very intuitive player who kind of makes it up as he goes sometimes, why is he gone 4 gas before third base? Is my question. And part of that is because he wasted gas on a Void Ray and 2 sentries and then a third sentry. But like, what did he get out of having sentries and a Void Ray? Like, it kind of looks like Alpha Star's playing this game, because Alpha Star would always do this, where they'd have, like, one of every unit, and I was like, I don't know about you, but as a small pea-brained human, I want something that has, like, a clear strength and weakness so I know how to use it. This set of units I look at, and I'm like, Void Ray, go harass the main base. Oracle, just spam stasis traps. Phoenix, patrol the main to look for drops. I don't want any of these units in my main army other than the sentries, because it overloads my brain. And I kind of feel like Hero got a bit overloaded here. He just took his third really late. Whereas if he'd got the third a bit earlier, then I think his Colossus could have been down at exactly the same time. Like, he didn't need to burn all this gas on these random units, especially not with the energy ability where you can just have 1 or 2 sentries and fill them up really quickly at the last second. So I don't know. I feel like Hero definitely was just doing things by feel. And it's the classic, I got momentum at the start. I did some good damage. I killed SCVs and Marines and I put stasis traps and I was keeping you pinned. But I just didn't have a clear, simple follow-up, right? I sat on 50 probes for ages, but then I start probing as the push is coming towards me. It's like, if you weren't going to probe, you probably shouldn't have been probing up as the push was coming towards you, where he was kind of intermittently building probes over this next minute or so. And at the end of the day, Oliveira probably just handled the early harassment enough. I'm kind of processing in real time, guys. I like to do this sometimes when I'm not really sure after a game. I'm like, did Hero throw this? Did this just not do it? I don't think the Oracles did enough damage to put him ahead. I think it was he could have been better than this situation, though. The Void Ray was definitely a fun unit that achieved absolutely nothing. I think I like Void Ray if you haven't already forced them to build 2 Vikings. But if they've already got Vikings, it doesn't do anything, because you can't harass with it. He's not flying libs in for it to kill or doing like a very low economy single tank push. let's be honest, the Void Ray's a really dumb unit in this scenario. I can't defend it, and I'm like the biggest Void Ray simp. Even I can't defend it. Sorry, guys. I tried. Anyway, Oliveira ties up the series. Let's go game 3. All right, guys, we've got Hero in the bottom left side. I love that he brought out that crazy build. He's going for a probe across. Now, you might think this is a proxy. I don't think so. He could go build a second gate proxy, but I think he's probably just going to harass the SCV. Oh, actually, wait, where's he? I think maybe this is just the normal path across this map. Does he go left? No, he's just going to harass. He's just going to go in, harass, try and block the barracks. You guys know Hero loves this opening. I really like it as well, especially in a very proxy-heavy meta. You get the drop on them very early. And you go, nah, you need to build your barracks over here now. So if he wants to wall off with the barracks, he's going to lose a lot of floating time. Most Terran players will then end up just building the factory in the wall because they don't want to waste time. And you might think, like, what do you mean waste time? Guys, already, when he comes in and blocks it, the barracks often gets delayed by a second or two because he's got to pull a different SCV to build it. But then also, if you harass that SCV, make it hop on and off, you can waste another few seconds. This all delays the Reaper, it delays the Reactor, it delays the Marines. What if you then also make it lift up and then land over there? Sometimes the Reactor is like 10-15 seconds late. And you might think, well, what's the big deal? If you've played enough Terran on the ladder, you'll realize 15 seconds late is almost 2 Marines behind, is dying to a lot of things that otherwise you will defend easily. It makes a very big difference. All of Terran early game is getting things on time. You know, I always tell the story of Scarlet watching me rage as Terran on stream and going, Pig, you're playing really bad. Your build sucks. Can I coach you on your build? And I was like, no, Terran's just too hard. It's too impossible. And she just like spent a few minutes with me just like reminding me of the basics of like getting my depot down exactly on time, getting the guys to mine gas perfectly at the right time. And she's like, your Reaper is now 6 seconds earlier and is going to kill a probe or a drone like every early game. And then your Reactor's down 6 seconds earlier and your Marines are out and you're not going to die to random dumb roach pushes or 6 Zerglings or an Adept and a Stalker walking in because your Marines are out 6 seconds earlier. And it doesn't seem like a lot. And then I'm like, oh. And that's the thing, right? This is so often a thing with Terran build orders. So Hero is a player who always prioritizes disrupting people, right? And throwing them off and getting them into the chaos. And I always think of Oliveira as a guy who's not as solid in terms of like being unshakable, like a Maru looks very unshakable a lot of the time when he's on point, right? Whereas like Oliveira, playing a guy like Hero, kind of like Gumiho against Hero, I mean, pretty much any Terran versus Hero, it feels like you're always like 1 or 2 bad engagements away from just losing your shiz and just going, oh my god, this is so frustrating to play against. All right, guys, nice early hallucination here. Doesn't make sense to go Sentry too early. I actually think you should always go Tech before Sentry, guys. Guys, he's gone Stalker, Sentry, Stalker, Hallucination, and only then Twilight. I think it's a suboptimal build order. I'm going to explain why in a second. The reason is, you're never going to see anything this early you need to react to. So I think you can actually delay the Sentry to be a 3rd gateway unit, so that it's this Stalker that just popped out. Fill it up, send a Hallucination now. You're not going to change anything in your build, and then your Blink's 30 seconds earlier. Maybe 20 seconds. It's significantly faster. And I think Blink earlier is going to limit things like a Widowmine Marine drop massively. It's going to get you a bit more control. That being said, Hero sees Widowmines being produced. Remember what I said about how Widowmines are going to fall out of the meta? Why? Because people know you're going Widowmines. You never die to Widowmines. Widowmines, all they can do is annoy you a little bit, and a 3rd Nexus can get up for free against a Widowmine pressure. Oh, Hero being so greedy. I love it, guys. This is a 2-gate Blink. No Robo. No Robo on that production tab. Stalker comes over here, and Oliveira, he's like, okay, I just got to run away. Should save his Reaper as well. And this is the power of just chaining those hallucinations. Chase those medevacs. Oh, Banshee Cloak's coming out, guys. Oliveira's going to go Banshee Cloak. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Banshee Cloak behind the Widowmine drop. Problem is if you spend all your hallucinations chasing the medevac, you're not going to be able to do it. And you know what? Oh, he's actually scouting, though. He's not looking for the medevac. He's sending it to the main. That's really big. If Hero keeps an eye on that, Hero, please look at your hallucination. Hero, please look at your hallucination. We're on Hero's camera right now, guys. He's got to look at it. He's got to look at it right now. Oh, he sees it. He just saw. He sees it. He sees the Banshee pop out, and he sees Cloak on the way. And you know that has to get cancelled now. Cancel the Banshee. It's not worth it, Oliveira. Wait, is Oliveira going to do the 300 IQ mind game where he doesn't cancel it and he saves the Banshees, and then 12 minutes into the game they finally like arrive after hiding in the corner of the map and they kill 43 probes? Maru did that versus Creator one time in 2018. I'll never forget it. I thought Creator had shut down the Banshees completely and it worked. But yeah, Oliveira's like, no, I'm already too committed. This still might help out, and we could use it in the frontal push. Oh, and he's going to try and punish the super fast third, guys. Oh my gosh. There's only 2 gates in a robo. Hero's so focused on defending the Banshees. Oliveira's just going to push the middle. This is so smart because he knows you're thinking about Banshee harassment. Guess what? I'm going to kill you with Marine Tank, 2 Widow Mines in my medevac, and a Siege Tank here. Yeah, you got a shield battery. So what? Widow Mine's going to drop on top. Oh my god, this is a crazy fight. Tank will go down. First Widow Mine gets dodged. Second one does take out a Stalker. Marine's doing some good damage here. No Siege Tank though. There's no extra Siege Tank, guys. He's got one that's just leaving the natural now, but it's a bit late. If he had an earlier tank, maybe? Marines, Banshee's doing good damage. That Banshee will go down. The Observer's out of position. Hero's Observer's out of position. The Banshee actually had some amazing damage there. There's 2 Observers both sieged up on the same spot. Hero panic clicking like a mad lad right now as the Banshee finds damage. The other one's going to the main base. The Marines are killing so much. Hero letting that Banshee do way more than it should have. Guardian Shield's nice though. The Sentry microing back like an absolute beast. And new tank is here. Banshee in the main base, unable to get through that healing. It's struggling really hard. Siege Tank has to unsiege. Marine finally takes out the Sentry. This game is pure chaos. What is going on here? The Banshee in the main. The battery's still got energy, guys. I think he filled it up, maybe? No, I don't think he did, but he recalls the Stalkers, the Observers, kills the Banshee, and Oliveira, at the end of the day, comes out the worst for wear. Yes, he killed a lot of workers, but look at how quick they'll replenish. Chronoing probes is Hero straight away. He did a double chrono. He's got +1 in charge on the way. He's building up his gateway count. Meanwhile, 3rd Command Center only halfway done. Stim and Shields just now starting. 4th and 5th Barracks just now starting. And the Starport is going to be going into the reactor now. Tanks are getting ready to defend a Stalker counterattack of Blink up into the high ground. But as we can see, there is no room for that. It's 4 Stalkers and just focusing on ground army for Hero. Sentries, Immortals building, 2 more gases to go up to 5 gas. And I don't know why this feels like it's going to go Templar Archives, even though most people would go Robo Bay here. Yeah, okay. I think it's just because he was building Immortals before going Robo Bay that tipped me off about that. And made the 2nd Sentry. I don't know why I knew that was not Robo. I think it's just, yeah, he would have had more of a priority behind going Robo Bay if he was going to go Colossus, I think. But he does go Templar. Sometimes you recognize a pattern in StarCraft and you're not sure why. You're like, what did I recognize here? You're like, I have a feeling, but I don't know what's informing that feeling. Always good to try and get some objective information on what those reads are actually derived from. Okay, Ollie's going to move out. He's got his 3rd Command Center up. Similar supply for both sides. I think this game's still reasonably even though I do believe that Hero came out the better. He's got the 4th in the way. He's got Storm in the way. He's got a Prism. He's going to go for a Zealot drop and then maybe recall the Prism back, put High Templar in it. So, yeah, I would say this favors Hero a little bit as that 4th gets saturated, but it could still go either way. I mean, we saw how sloppy Hero's aggression is sometimes. We saw that Oliveira can get overwhelmed by the multi-prong a little bit. Nice turret there. Does get a few hits on the Prism. Gonna just go for a reactor. Oh, I don't mind that. Just a small Zealot warp in's a good move. Double drop's gonna go into the main to defend these Zealots. And double reactor snipe would actually be really big here. Oh, and then he just saves 4 Zealots and gets out. 2 Zealots for 2 reactors. Ladies and gentlemen, trades you'll take any day. Those are the trades you dream of as a PvT player. Losing reactors, you lose so much potential build time. And he's Zealot bombing the mineral line. Dude, Zealots truly are the heroes of Aya. I mean, we've all seen that Legacy of the Void cinematic where the Zealot YOLOs the Baneling and slices it in half, coating himself in acid in the process just to protect his High Templar buddy. That's what Zealots are made of. They will drop in a mineral line, say, hey, Siege Tank, shoot at me, and drag that friendly fire onto the SCVs at the same time. Zealots are the Chad Gamars of the StarCraft world. 11 Marauders, 21 Marines, 3 Siege Tanks, only 2 medevacs right now. And if he lands Storms on the bio, this could be game-changing. Hero's going for it right here, right now. Big Storms landing on the bio. Oliveira too clumped. The Zealots charge on the tanks. Another round of Storms come in. He even pulls that High Templar back. Oliveira with a good spready. The building placement saving him from instant defeat. But still, a very good fight there for Hero. And you can imagine, if Oliveira was pre-spread, maybe not so bad, but the power of having these observers here. Oliveira scans, he's like, how did you know? There's an observer behind you, man. All it takes is one pervy boy watching. This here is that the guy who couldn't hold his shield up in 300. You guys know what I'm talking about. He's like, yeah. He's telling the Protoss, you know? He's changed sides. He's like, there's a mountain pass. You can come in the back door and storm the crap out of him, mate. Pylon's going to go down in the top left side as well. +2 attack, +1 armor. I don't know why I'm always referencing 300 lately. I only ever watched that movie once. It was just so comical. And I guess it's based on a comic book, so it makes sense that it's comical. That it stands out in my mind, you know? Very meme-worthy movie. This is Sparta. Kicks man in well. Oiled ab muscles while spears get thrusted for 2 hours plus. Xerxes being a 7-foot-tall dude wearing way too much makeup. It's a whole good time, man. Nice storm drop comes in, does get 10 SCVs. Does lose a Prism and a High Templar for it. Is it really possible for Oliveira to get back in this after all these losses? Well, yeah, because he's playing Hero. Hero's a crazy guy. Oh, no Bio here. You need Bio to guard your tanks. Gets in, snipes a tank, gets a sensor tower, gets out. And you can tell he's F2'd here. Does land a decent storm. High Templar on the right side should be going down there. And that Ghost will take him out there. High Templar very low on energy right now. He's going to break this rock tower to wall off the front. Oliveira is very worried about that 4th base getting caught because he's got limited map control. He needs to get this watchtower back off Hero. Oh, he didn't finish breaking the tower. And Hero's going to push in. Very dangerous push in, knowing that if this rock tower gets collapsed, he's trapped in here. But you know what? Hero and risky decisions. It's his favorite thing to do, man. I feel like if it's not risky business, Hero's not excited. Oliveira finally breaks the rock tower, collapsing that down. Hero could open this up, but instead he's going to rotate to the left. Oliveira, he's down on army supply right now. Doesn't have much to defend this. The Zealots coming in. It's 1-1 against 1-1. Equal upgrades. Stalker's taking out the Libs. The Immortal's coming forward. Is he just going to break in the Zealots on the right side? The Libs cannot hold back the avalanche of Protoss right now. And this is a big problem, man. It feels like Hero just getting in his groove in this game, in this series. I love the early push idea with the Banshees on the front after it was scouted for Oliveira. But Hero defended that. He defended it well. And ever since that Storm ambush on the bio at the front, it's been a bit crazy. So let's going to regroup on this left side. Prism's over there as well. 3-2 upgrades are on the way for Hero. Hero's ahead 1 upgrade right now. 2-2s on the way. 8 racks on the way. But Oliveira just does not have the numbers to hold. The next attack could be brutal. There is no Storm, but who needs it when you've got this many Zealots with Guardian Shield, this many Archons. EMP's trying to land, but he can't even get through the Zealots. The Medivacs are out of juice. And Oliveira will go down. Hero defeats him very impressively with that 2-1. GG, well played.